Morning guys. I'm well behind with videos at the moment with all the awful weather we've had in the UK. Just want to say I hope anybody who's down the south of England, particularly Cornwall, Devon and like the southern part of Wales, I just sincerely hope you're all okay, because you've had red weather warnings and I know there are more to come. The O2 Arena in London, of course, has got a great big hole in her. It's just been crazy weather, and apparently this cyclone weather is going to continue for a little while yet. We've had a lot of snow up in Scotland, but it's been not laying for long. You know, the snow's there and then gradually the rain comes in and it starts to disappear, and then we'll get another lot. But we're used to it up here now. We've actually had a lot of trees taken down. Mine is an avenue and we've got one tree left. An avenue means tree-lined street and we've got one. So, they've really worked around Scotland to make sure any trees at risk of coming down have been taken down. They really have worked hard to keep everybody safe here. The Borders General Hospital, which is a bit away from me, there was a huge one of those electric signs, road signs, new one, massive. That's come down into the middle of the road. And obviously more trees have come down, but we've not had that many because obviously a lot of them have been taken down. But it just reminds me of the awful storms that we had in the 80s. And I can remember living down south, and a guy upstairs had just got a new car, and he came down in the morning and there was a scaffolding pole through it. It's crazy weather. Anyway, please stay safe everyone, and I just hope that this all disappears soon. It's a bit worrying because the lambing season's on us. And you always worry about the lambs in the fields. This time of year they're usually running around in their little J-cloth jackets, and there's lots of snow about. So anyway, Emily and Lewis, they're two of my grandkids, 7 and 8. Shortly, in a couple of weeks they'll be 7 and 8, and they love the trolls, absolutely love them. And when I decided to do Beebeecrafts, I wanted to do trolls, or as most people call them, gnomes. They're also called gonks over here. There's other names for them. And it was the stamp sets. So let me just show you the 2 stamp sets. You have seen them before. I've taken the acetate off the front of these so that it'll be easier for me to work with today. And they're Valentine's Day on here and here, but the rest you can use in all sorts of different journals in different ways. And of course the gorgeous fun houses can be used in just about anything. I can really see these as seasonal. So let me show you what I've got up to so far. I'll just push them out of the way. Now these are virtually identical. They've just got things in different places. And I brought that lovely trolls fabric, because we love the trolls here. So I wanted to do activity books for the pair of them. Now this is tucked underneath here, so they're not going to lose it. And if they decide they don't want that off, all they've got to do is pull it out. Now the kit that I'm using is a gorgeous kit, and it's Spring Gnomes, and it's by a lovely new lass who came along, and it's Eclectic Journals. I will link her website. She likes to do things a bit different, which is so fun. She's really free and easy, and she's got some gorgeous journals on her site that she's already made. And I love this kit. I absolutely love it. The images are gorgeous. They really are. So obviously you'll get to see the images as we go through, as opposed to me printing them all off, showing you, and then spending an hour doing everything else. Now, where I've got to so far is I've got lots of these flippy bits so they can draw pictures and what have you underneath there. And this is where I will also put some stamps. And these are the gorgeous tags. They're just so fun, and that's a lovely journaling card. But the images are just really fun, aren't they? Now, the other thing I did is I went into Google and I typed in free children's printables copy, or free there was copyright in there. They were free and they were printables. Don't ask me exactly which one I wrote them. I think it was something like free copyright printables for children, and then Trolls after it. I know Trolls was at the end. And there's a few sites that come up that you can print off the images for kids to colour. They're for personal use, obviously, and these are for personal use. They're just for the kids to use. They're not for sale or anything like that. They are personally, you know, for the kids to play with. And I like Crayola. Crayola are really, really good at their images. I use them a lot, Crayola, to print for the kids downstairs. If they've got a project, like if they've had projects on dinosaurs and things like that, I use them a lot. So they're out there, you know, you can get them, use them in your journals, and they're great for kids. You know, you can print a few off while the holidays are on, you know, in the miserable weather, and you've got something great for them to use. I just love these, look, the gnomes. So this is an envelope I made for them, and I've already stamped the back. I put a little stampy on the back and one on the front. So they're just little envelopes that they can put bits in that they make. Okay, where did that clip go? Lost the clip. Never mind, I'll find it in a minute. Give you there. And then I made some pockets as well. And these are just so fun. Plant, grow, bloom. And they're gorgeous, gorgeous tickets there. Lady Glitter Sparkles. I remember on the first Trolls when she first come out and she was singing, and it was amazing. And then she transformed into Lady Glitter Sparkles. Absolutely belting. I just love those films. You know, and we got Justin Timberlake singing, you know, you can't go far wrong, can you? So, yeah, Prince Grizzle. I mean, really, and I've done hers very girly. Lewis's has not got pink fluff on it. His has got, you know, a boyish theme on his more. You know, I changed the colours. That's about all I've done on them, and put different things in. But I just had to show you this kit. It's absolutely lovely. I'm not doing much to the kit itself because it speaks for itself. You know, and this is basically for the kids to play with. In fact, Harmony was here yesterday and I gave her my own phone cover, and it's got like the pockets to put cards in, you know, your bank cards and what have you. And I had to give her some of these labels to pop in the pocket so she had something to play with, because I didn't have any spare old bank cards or anything like that accessible, and she loved that. Yes, she was well happy. Now the middle bit, this is really fun. What I've done here is I've just taken a piece of card, cut it to size for the book, and covered it in laminate. This means that you can pop a sticker on and you can peel it back off again afterwards and reuse it and reposition it. Okay, and she comes off, she can go back on again. And I thought that would just keep them well occupied. So that's what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to make some stickers for this. I've also got a load of stickers at the back that I bought especially for them to go in there. There's that clip. And I've just had so much fun making this. You know, I've put stamps in the front of Lewis. I'll show you some of the stamps that I've put in the front of Lewis. There's another little envelope. And I just thought the two together, you know, I mean, it's so simple and so quick and easy. But a child would love this because, you know, it's a perfect thing to make for Easter. I've got loads of fabric left, and I was thinking maybe what I could do is I could make a drawstring bag to put this in, along with, you know, pencils, crayons, that type of thing for them. You know, I mean, because kids love activity books, and it's grown up, so they think they've got something really grown up, won't they? You know, they're not going to think, oh, that's a kiddie's. They're going to think, oh, I've got something that like Nana's got or Mummy's got. So that was where I was going with this one. Let me just show you what I've stamped so far in Lewis's. Well, I'll just show you the front cover anyway. I don't want to go all the way back through the books again. So in Lewis's, the first page, I'm hoping you can see this. What on earth's going on there? I'm hoping that was just it saying I've got a low battery, and you can still see this. And I did say what on earth has gone on there. I didn't say anything else. Right, if you look here Can you see the gorgeous stamps? And they work brilliantly with the background. Now, I was tempted to colour these in, but I didn't colour them in because I thought if I colour them in, they've not got anything to do. So what I'm going to do through the book is I'm going to put lots and lots of stamps in. And when it's completely finished, I will do another flip through of these two books, but on the last video that I do for BB Crafts. But I'd love you to go and have a look at this gorgeous kit. I mean, as you can see with Lewis, I've used garden twine in his, and Hessian, you know, not Hessian, calico. So his is more of a boys book, you know. I've tried to you know, change it, but they've both got this in the middle, obviously, and they've got the same printed pictures, but they're all in different orders, so they're different. And I thought if I put the name on the front and put a name on their stickers, you know, there can't be any arguments, can there? You have to think of these things with kids, don't you? Right, so where are those two bits that I had just now? Right, here we go. So here's all my gorgeous stamps, and I've got some lovely inks. I tend to use Nouveau quite a lot if I'm just stamping an image. What I love about Nouveau Hybrid is you can use anything with them. You can use your watercolours, which I love using. You can use your distress inks. You can use your alcohol inks, anything, you know, whereas otherwise you've got certain inks for certain medium that you use with them. And I just love using these. I've got a load of those. And I've got a grey, a distress ink grey, because I thought, well, that's going to change the colours and the way that the stamp comes out. So, and I thought I'd make them 2 sheets. And I will colour a few in. I'm only going to stamp a couple. I'm not going to do loads. I don't want you to be sit here bored. And I will put a couple of stamps on and I will colour them in. And I thought what I'd use is jelly pens. Now, I've not used jelly pens for years, but I've got a couple of bags of jelly pens here. Or a couple of zippy up bag type things. So I'm just going to see how we get on. So I'm just going to stamp a few images on the front here. And I'll do them on both. This block has got to be really old. I can't even remember when I first started stamping. It has to be a long time ago. And I will say I am amazed at these stamps because you do not have to do that initial stamp. I can't see that ink on there. Maybe it's the colour. Normally, when you get a stamp, you have to stamp to get rid of that. It's a finish that's on the stamp from the processing of making the stamp. And with these, you don't. I was amazed. Let's see if that's going to print. Yeah, it does. So I can just carry on with that. Yeah, so that to me is a huge advantage. So you're not wasting lots and lots of paper, having to stamp them all 2 or 3 times to get the images that you want. And I thought, wow, that is great. And I've also found when I've been stamping them, I've not had loads of gaps. You know, sometimes some stamps don't stamp very well and you land up with little bits that are missing. That's why I got my Tim Holtz stamper. It was so that I you know, I wouldn't have those gaps. I could then re-ink and stamp again. Sorry, I got a cough. I don't know what the price of things is like over in America at the moment. But I was talking to Linda Verrill this morning. She was saying Tracy Fox was saying she's finding it hard to get the glues that she likes. And Linda was saying she couldn't get the one that she likes. And it's quite a difficult situation. You know, people are really struggling to get glue here. And it's costing a fortune. Well, I like the Nouveau. For some reason, it's just the one I've stuck with, this one, the Deluxe Adhesive. And I actually went on the Tonic site, because it's the cheapest place to get it if you go on the Tonic site. And that had gone up about £1 yesterday. And it's got to be, with all the problems with fuel going up and gas and electricity going up, and of course, you know, paying the extra money if things are coming from Europe. And I was just wondering how America is getting affected, because we can't, you know, getting hold of Tim's products is just almost like impossible here at the moment. I did a wishing well in Friendly Junk Journal, people. And when I did the wishing well, it was for a friend. She wanted a re-inker, one of Tim's re-inkers, and trying to get it over, get it to this country to send to her. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. So I've had to order it. It's coming from it came from America, and then I'm going to send it to the Philippines. And that was actually a cheaper way of doing it than her trying to order it herself. It's just bonkers, isn't it, at the moment? I'm hoping you can see these because the light is absolutely terrible in here. I'll do a couple more grey ones because they're not showing up very well. I love this sticker paper. I've been buying this for years, and it's great with the grandkids. The things I've stamped on it for them to colour out. I'll do one more and then that should be enough. Let's do a dark blue, shall we? And I'll do if I do a house, show the houses turn out. Ooh, that's turned out well. This is the one I actually used in the book, and it's come out really clear. Yeah, that turned out really good. I've got a cloth here and I'll wash all them off in a minute. Whoops a daisy, that's just the keyboard coming down and bashing me. Can't see what we've got on the back here. Something that'd be quite easy to colouring. I think that would be quite easy to colour in. I quite like that. Let's get one of them that haven't been used. Like that. Put the house on there. I am just gobsmacked at the amount of gnome stuff that is actually out there. Dawn Bibby, bless her, I've known her for years. She used to be on QVC, and she's done a gonk set, because they used to be called gonks many years ago here, the wee gnomes with all the long hair. And I can remember my mum having them. And then when I got, I got one, I can remember we used to make little clothes for them and all sorts, it was. And they came out in pencil toppers and everything. It was a real big thing, people really loved them. Right, let's see if we can get some colours out of here. What have I got? I've got all sorts in this bag, so I'll have to find something. So they're a bit thick, I think. It's shallow dig. I'm just going to spread them out and hope for the best to see if we can get the right colours. It's going to be kids colouring today, not professional colouring. I love it. Get in there. Oops, that's my head. Now I've knocked you over. I've dropped you on the floor. We're doing good, aren't we? So let's have a look. Let's have a go at doing our little parcel. I just wanted to see them coloured in, because I think coloured in would be so fun as well. I mean, there are tiny images. So I would say these are actually glitter jelly pens. They've actually got a shine in them. I would definitely say these are easy to use, because you can keep well within the lines, and it's a delicate one. I would avoid alcohol markers on these, purely and simply because the images are so tiny. And some alcohol markers, as you know yourself, you land up with it's quite, it can be quite a thick line that you draw, you can't get a very fine alcohol marker. So I would definitely say jelly pens, yes, pencils, definitely. If you're going to use a fibre tip or something like that, you'd need one with a fine nib. they definitely let's do a jelly one because I'm doing those ones about stick on the same. But yeah, these are actually really easy to colour in. I'm quite surprised because sometimes when you have a stamp or a printed image, because don't forget a lot of the designers now are doing the printed image, like with Sherry, you buy the digi, don't you, nowadays? Yeah, I could quite easily sit here and colour these for hours. I really could. They are incredible. So if you've got a journal and you're going to be doing gnomes, and bearing in mind they are the thing to do at the moment. It seems to be going a bit clunky on the head. That red's got a bit funny. It might be because it's... Well, I'll finish you in a minute. Wait for the ink to travel back down. I would highly recommend these stamps. I really would. I have a lot of stamps, but sometimes you want something that's on trend, something that's very versatile. You know, it's horrible when you buy something and you literally only have one life of it for it. You know, you use it for the specific reason of why you bought it, and then you don't use it again. And obviously, being journalists, we're all about junk, wasn't it? That is where we came from. So it's all about recycling, upcycling, and using what you can. And of course, now we've got a lot of images we can print, but you want something you can use time and time again. Now these, you've got pumpkins in there and all sorts, and I would definitely say you could use these seasonally. I think they would be great in autumn. I really do. I do think autumn is where they're going to come into their all. Obviously Valentine's just gone. You can use them for Mother's Day, for Father's Day. You know, there's so many things you could do with these. There really is. Your mind starts to go over and over. Oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And there's just so many ways they could be used. I'm just going to see if I've got a pink for his nose. Actually, I've got these are actually just mark pens, right? And I'm just going to do his nose and see how that printer paper reacts to a marker pen. And it's got a reasonably thin, it's a chiseled, I don't know whether you can see, it's a chiseled nib. So I'm going to see if I can actually get in there okay. Well, that chisel nib goes in there perfectly, look. Absolutely brilliantly. I mean, obviously I'm leaning over and the camera's above my head, so you colour towards yourself, don't you? You don't colour up in the air. Yeah, I would say, yeah, print some off, give them to the kids, put them in your journals. I am definitely going to go and have a look and see what other designs there are in these stamps, because it's definitely been great. It's been good fun. It's really going to enhance this journal. I'm just going to say this is just a highlighter, this one. I'm just going to see how this highlighter, because this is a pumpkin, how this highlighter goes on this. This is, you know, where you got, it's the yellow on the back. This is the printer paper that most of us buy, you know, Amazon. The printer paper is behaving really well. It's not absorbing lots and lots of the ink out the pen. I'm only going rough just to give you an idea. But yeah, I would definitely recommend printer paper and these 100%. It's actually coming on really, really well. It's difficult because you can't see where you've coloured and where you've not because of the bright lights. Oh dear. But yeah, brilliant fun. And then you can imagine the kids colouring these in. Or if you gave them a sheet like this with some coloured in, some not coloured in, they can colour some. easy to cut out. What you would do is you would have these cut out already. You can pop them in a little envelope like this, couldn't you? You can pop them in your envelope. Easy for them to play with. I've got a pair of scissors on, actually. There's a pair of scissors there. So what you would do is you would actually do a shape, so it's easy for them to get hold of them. They can put them on the middle bit, or they can stick them in the book themselves. It's just American fussy cut. There's a whole different world out there of fussy cutting. To us, fussy cutting is right on the line. And look, and you can put them in your envelope. So they'd have these lovely little stickers in their envelope. And I think that would be great fun. I really do. I absolutely love these. So I'm going to do some more work on these, and I will show you these on my last video for BB Crafts. Do go and look at the website. I will link it before. All the explanation of how to work the site, which products I actually bought, everything are on the first video underneath. So I will copy all of that and transfer it to underneath this video, so you've got all the links there. But if you're not sure how to work the site, go and work the first video, which I will also link, because I actually showed you using my laptop underneath my iPhone to show you exactly how to use the site. Because obviously, you know, if it's a new site, you're not always aware of how to use these things. And, you know, it's important for somebody to show you. And also, don't forget the YouTube program. If you have a YouTube and you have over 100 subscribers, only 100, but it is an active YouTube account, you can go to their program for YouTubers. It is right at the bottom of the page, okay? And that is also on the first video. I'll show you where to find that. You can request to do videos for them. They will go over and just see that you have, you know, check that you have got a YouTube channel and what sort of things you do. They will give you around $40 to buy 3 products with, so that you can demonstrate them, and you do 3 videos. They like the unpackaging one done first, so you'll do your unpackaging. I lost my unpackaging. I can't remember. I think it was a power cut on that particular day. And so what I did, oh no, it was the workmen came and they were banging. So I had them like in the poly bags, you know, the seal up bags. I didn't actually have them in the actual outside packet because I'd taken that off, but I hadn't seen what was inside. So as long as they can see you taking the products out, saying, you know, what you think of them when your first initial reaction, I think that is so important. If you love something when you first take it out of the bag, then other people are going to love it, aren't they? So they like that sort of video. They want you to create with them, obviously. I mean, I'm still using stuff that I did a year ago with BB Crafts. You know, I have never been let down with them before. They are brilliant. The support you get from them as well, if you decide to do the YouTube collaboration with them, is incredible. They are really, really supportive. If you've made a video and like me, I mean, when I put the explanation underneath the video, I put an extra S on BB Craft. It's BB Craft, not BB Crafts, with an S on the end. I'd got it right in the title, but I'd put an extra S on the thing, and she said you put an extra S in, so I just went and took it out, you know. But it's nice to know that they care about you, that you get your videos right, and they help you. They are absolutely brilliant. Now, I've also made a lot of lovely, lovely envelopes with these gorgeous. I love these dies. They are absolutely great, these dies. So I've made a lot of envelopes, which I will show on my next video, with lots of ideas of how to put them together, because there are several ways of putting them together and different ways of cutting the paper, the card that you're using, of how you can use kit paper as well. That was something that I really enjoyed doing, was using kit paper, because, you know, I don't know about you, but I like to make everything match. So like if I was using them on the Gnome paper, if I used this particular paper, which is the backing paper, I could get an envelope with, you know, maybe the top bit, which had the dandelion puffballs, you know, what are they called? Clocks, dandelion clocks. Or I could have the green bit down the bottom, which is the grass. And I will show you all that in the next video with the flip through of this one, with all what I've done getting these journals together. And I'll put the whole lot together and do that in the next video. So thank you so much for being here today. I've got about 6 videos to do, so I'm going to be pushing it for the next few days. Hopefully the power stays on, because we had a right intermittent power on Thursday. It was wacky. At one stage, all the electrics for the lighting and the central heating went off, but everything else stayed on. It was really weird. And then we were having other power cuts, and obviously the internet, it's not the best here at the best of times, but it's just been, you know, if you can get on, you're lucky. So I just pray for everybody over here that you stay safe and you look after yourselves, and, you know, stay home, because basically once you get to yellow warnings, it's go out if you have to. So love and blessings, everybody. Have an amazing Sunday afternoon, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.